Hello, I'm Chocolate Cake. Welcome back to Super Mario World Kaizo Mario 3. This is the last stage. It's Bowser's Castle. I think it's specifically like Bowser's Kyoto Castle. This is not a very good stage. Kind of like the last one. This game doesn't end very well. This part, there's basically two rooms. It's this, and then the boss. And this part is okay. I don't know, we'll get into some pretty shitty stuff later on. But right now, it's starting off okay with this weird physics puzzle in Super Mario World. And coming up here is some really terrible jump mechanic use stuff. Yeah, I can't even speak because this level kind of took a toll on me. Anyway, that low of a ceiling with spikes on it means you cannot jump for more than one frame. You have to use... Oh, hold on. You hear those sounds? That happened a lot in this video, in this level. I had some pretty big issues with my controller, which made this level a little bit harder. Honestly, it didn't affect me that much, but I thought it was kind of funny, so I just left it in. Either way, these jumps are really annoying. You have to do the smallest possible jump twice, because you got to get over this stupid fireball, and then you got to get over the Bowser statue. And it's really annoying because, like, I was barely tapping the button, and I would still hit the spikes. It's just, I don't know, it's just really dumb. I hate those jumps. And so here, figured out that this on-off switch controls the lava. For some weird reason, it will go up and down on its own when it reaches like the edges of the screen. Except for this first one, where if you don't hit that switch, it will just keep going down until it kills you for whatever reason. Anyway, here's a classic grinder jump puzzle, which it looks like the Yellow Switch Palace activated some stuff here too. I'm actually very glad it did, because there's some stuff later on that would be next to impossible without the yellow blocks. Even still, I'm having some issues here. And actually, this isn't as hard as I really made it look. Basically, you just do that. I don't know why I was having so many problems with it. And really, this jump's pretty simple. I don't know. It's not very hard. And my controller killed me there. For the most part, my controller killed me at times where it wasn't really too big of an issue. I don't even know what was going on, but it just did not want to just didn't want to go. So actually what I think happens is it might go up the lava might go up until it reaches the top of the screen and then come back down. But if it does reach the bottom, then you are screwed. So maybe I was wrong on that. Either way, we're moving on to another part that would be next to impossible without the yellow switches, because you have to get very precise on these this block throw. And with the lava coming at you and the fire up there, it can be pretty tough. I think I might have been able to get that. I might have even gotten it this time without the yellow block. It's hard to really say. This one though, where you need to bounce it off of the wall, that one I think is basically going to be pretty much impossible. I got it pretty quickly though, and then kind of screwed myself up. And you might be able to tell what we're gonna have to do here, because we're going to have to come back here and make it through those munchers there. So you can tell that there's going to be some tough platforming, probably timed, coming up. I'll just spoil that right now. Yeah, it's timed, and it really sucks. It's a pretty tight timer. Fortunately, getting over to the right side is a bit harder than actually getting back. So here I also had more difficulty than is really necessary. I didn't need to hit the switch, but I kept trying to. And I was perfectly safe on that platform the whole time, but I thought I wasn't, so I don't know what I was trying to do here. And that jump's kind of tricky to make. It's not too bad. But here, you see, there's a gray P-switch, which turns the munchers into coins. And this well, right there, I kind of got screwed over. But this is actually really, really tight timing. You have to be very quick in order to make it back to the midpoint in time. So just in case, I made an alternate save state, because I didn't want to be completely screwed over. And that's one of the worst parts, is you have to hit that switch to keep the lava from locking, so you have to just waste like a second right there. And then getting like the platforming back to the midpoint is pretty cool, but having to do it on a timer is really frustrating, because like I said, it is really tight, and even here I was having issues getting the platforms to line up properly, because it is kind of based on timing your hit of the P-switch at like the perfect time. and I was actually really lucky there. I did do a little bit of practice of that off camera, so that's why I was able to actually get it the first time. Well, sort of the first time. And I'm not sure why they give you an extra mushroom there when you come from the midpoint. I don't know. For some reason they just give you an extra mushroom. So here's Bowser. He's the final boss. And he really, really, really sucks in this hack, because he is essentially random. His attack pattern is, I think, based on your movement and position. So, but since you can jump at a lot of varying heights, you can move at different speeds, different directions, different amounts, with what you think are the same button presses, he basically equates to being a completely random boss. What I was attempting to do before I really knew that was fight him with one save state per phase, and I mostly succeeded. We'll get into why that's a mostly a little bit later. For now I'm going to talk about his attacks. He starts off with a single flame breath. After you hit him once, he goes to 2, and after you hit him a second time, he goes to 3, and his max is 3, and they'll split up as they get closer to the edge of the screen, further away from him really, because they won't completely split up if he's right next to the edge already. And then he also has hammer throws. I think he starts off with like 4 and then moves up to 5, and 5 is his maximum. And then aside from that, he can jump or spin on the ground, and it's completely random which he does of those. It's completely random if he moves left or right. It's completely random if he throws hammers or spits fire. It's completely random where if he does a second attack right after the first, or if he spins instead. And I think the angle that he throws the hammers at is also random, based on your movement and position. I could be wrong. Maybe it is just completely random, or maybe it's fixed. It was really hard to tell. But like I said, all those attacks with Bowser being completely random, and this amounts to a really frustrating boss. I ended up cutting out not too much for this first part, a decent amount though. My goal was really just to keep the mushrooms as long as I could, because this is a pretty tough fight, and I was honestly surprised I hit him there and didn't die. But you might have gotten a glimpse of Magic Koopa. Yeah, he shows up in here too. This is not your standard 3-hit boss, of course. Another thing that makes this battle a little tough is if the Bob-omb hits the ground on its own, it'll start walking around and it'll turn around when it hits the edge of the screen. If you knock it down by jumping on it, then when it hits the edge of the screen, it'll keep going. So you kind of have to I guess figure out which is best for where Bowser is, because if you're throwing the Bob-omb at him, like 50% of the time he'll just move away from it. Again, it's all random, and it's really frustrating and stupid. And then the Magic Koopa is one constant in in this battle, where he throws his magic, obviously, is towards you. So you can control that. You can't control where he teleports to next, though, which really sucks. And if you kill him by jumping on him, he'll just respawn almost immediately. So honestly, it's really best to not kill him unless you have to, or unless it gives you an opening to go for the bomb. And already I've been on this fight for a few minutes, and it's still not done. Again, the one save state rule per hit was holding me back a little bit here, but I wanted to keep to it. I thought it was the proper way to fight the final boss, going back to the original Kaizo. And now, this is the last hit. I'll just tell you right now, this is the last hit. And thwomps appear. It'll show up right where you are as soon as it reaches the top of the screen again. And I cut a lot out of this part of the boss. Some of the reasons are because I got screwed over by my controller. Like that. And then another reason was because this recording was originally an hour and 40 minutes, and an hour and 20 minutes of it was this phase of the boss. I was stuck on this fight, this part of the fight, from this one save state for almost an hour and a half. And God, it was because, like I said, Bowser is essentially random. You can try and manipulate his AI to do what you want, but it's basically an exercise in futility because there's so many different things. There's so many things you could do slightly differently that'll affect how he moves. So it's basically, it's not even worth, honestly, not even worth trying to do this with one save state because of how next to impossible it is. Which is, it was what I was talking about, where the creator, I think, did not want you to be able to beat this without save states, because I cannot see anybody doing this. This whole thing, this whole fight, this even one phase of the fight without save states. And it was really frustrating because I got the Bob-omb a lot of times, but he would either just be completely on the wrong side of the field to be hit from it, or I would actually just jump into the bomb instead of jumping on top of it. Like every time that I didn't get killed by Bowser doing something that I could not psychically predict, I got killed because I jumped into the bomb, which was pretty frustrating. And then my controller, again, I'm gonna keep saying it, my controller really kind of screwed me up at times. There was at least once or twice where I should have had this fight, but my controller somehow stopped working, and I died because of that. I guess some more about the fight is you can spin jump on Bowser, so there's at least something you can do to get near him and not die. I didn't find it too useful when I was fighting him anyway, especially because I had fought up to this point without knowing that, so I was used to fighting him without jumping on him, so I just figured I wasn't gonna try something new. Here I just got really frustrated. I think this was like 45 minutes to an hour into the fight. And these, believe me, these are not all the deaths that I had. These are just some of the more interesting ones, either because of controller issues or because I got really close to killing him and just got screwed over by walking into a stationary bomb. Another thing I tried doing at one point was jumping off the Magikoopa to get to the bomb earlier, and I got really close sometimes. I got really close a few times. God, so many controller issues. I don't even know why I didn't just give up at this point, with how many times my controller was unplugging. Anyway, I got really close to getting the bomb when I was jumping off Magikoopa, but I'd always have the same things happen where I would walk into it, or Bowser would do something that I completely didn't expect. And then at this point I just kind of got frustrated, so I broke my rule of only doing one save state, and I was also trying to do it without rewinding. I guess I didn't state that, but kind of figure. So I gave up on that because I was playing this for an hour and 40 minutes, and I just wanted it to be over. So I started using rewinding. I started using more than one save state. And unfortunately, I got myself into a situation I couldn't escape from. So we're back now. This is the last phase again, and you might have been able to tell on the way back here, I did not follow the same one save state rule. I probably could have, but again, I was just really sick of this fight, wanted it to be over. So I just abused save states to get this fight done with, and I finally got it. If this was Bowser with a predictable pattern, with a pattern that you could learn, like in Kaizo 1, then I would have kept the rule, but since it was random Bowser, I just gave up. I don't think there was any point in holding to that rule, but whatever. That's the end of Kaizo. It wasn't very good.